Whoa, they get through all the sets. It rained for a little while. It was a little muddy, but they get through all the sets. I'm going to go through all the sets with you and tell you what took place this morning. I have like a top 10 list, but it's not 10. There was a bunch of horses went really, really good today. Some that surprised the hell out of me. Some I did not see coming. Those are the best feelings when I don't see them coming. The best pacer of the day. Now, Emerald Miss is good every week, and she was very, very good today. Miss Brampton Beast is always good, but there was a pacer that looked better, that simply looked better than everybody. Now, Emerald Miss was very, very good. I'll give them a dead heat, but Emerald Miss has always looked good. In this filly I'm going to tell you about, this is her first time making any list other than the hopeful list, and she gave it to a bunch of good horses today, and made them like it. She was really, really good. I'm going to get to her in a minute. I'm going to go through, you know what, I'm just going to go through the sets and talk about who was really good and who was really bad. There was nobody really bad, but who was really good, and some of the mistakes that were made. First set, knockdown, drag out, looked absolutely incredible. She was very, very strong today. Back to her old self, just looked incredible today. Johan had made a break on James, and I was a little pissed off at James because he didn't score him down, and I thought his hobbles were a little loose, and so did he. He made a break in the far turn where he makes a break, and he made a break right here. He wasn't super comfortable, and it was not his day, so Johan wasn't great, but knockdown drag out was. Sebastian Ray came first over in that set, looked great. Jailhouse Master got put into that set. That's quite a jump for him, and he looked awesome. Finished up right with them. Really blue chip. Harness AM both finished up strong in that grouping, but knockdown drag out was lights out. She was very, very good. Jailhouse Master for him, definitely his best training set ever, and he looked good today in the first set. They come out in the second set. 4 of them were across the track finishing up, and they looked great. Arctic Force got up the inside and beat them all. Now, the first set, they came the last half in about 103. Big last half and looked good doing it. Second set, same thing, 103, 104. This is after a mile. Looked very strong. Arctic Force looked awesome. Beach Bum BB looked very good. Zeb's Sunshine looked very good. Capistrano come from way back and was flying on the end of it. Those 4 finished together. Then it was about 2 lengths back, and they were pacing hard also. Marzank Hanover. Barney McGuigan was up. Barney McGuigan was up from PEI, and we got him some mounts. He went with Giddy Up Max. Giddy Up Max, Marzank Hanover, and Master Treaty were just a step behind those guys today. But when they're coming big halves, it's hard to come from 6th and 7th in a set and catch up. You have to physically go faster than the rest of the horses, so it's very difficult to do. A couple of horses did do it today, and I want to touch on them in a minute. But the first 2 sets, all those horses looked very, very good that I talked about. Third set come out. The fastest last half of the day easily was Trafalgar. She sat 7th the whole way. They came a big last half in 102 and a bit. Brush Cut won the set. Trafalgar had him headed coming out of the turn, and Brush Cut come back and beat her. But Trafalgar came from 8th at just before the mile marker, starting into the last 3/8 of the mile from 8th. Her last half was tremendous. Her last quarter was big. She was very, very good. Brush Cut and Trafalgar. Excuse me. Brush Cut and Trafalgar were very, very good. Beach Boutique was closing hard. Excellent Nation was closing. McPherson Thunder and Classy Will were a bit at the back, but they also paced very good last halves. Classy Will has been looking very good the last 2 weeks. So there's a horse whose name ended up on the horses to go to the sale list, but he's slowly climbing out of that. He may not go. He may not go, this horse. He looks some good today. Set 4, Havana Unana. Gate to wire, as they say. All 3 laps on the front end. Driving away. Bend Over was flying on the end of it. Finally getting to see the Bend Over we thought we purchased. He's one of the most improved horses over the last month. Looked great. Time Dazzle was flying on the end of it. Then it was just a step back to Willpower Fashion, Compass Rose DC, Crazy Mission. All those horses in that set looked well also. Crazy Mission made a break after the mile in the turn, but they had the hobbles a little loose on him, had his head a little low. Otherwise, he was good. Now, set 5, Classic Con made a couple of breaks today. He looked good afterwards. Mario tightened his hobbles up, but he did make a couple of little breaks today. Just for Me and You did not. She came first over and gave it to them good and looked really, really good. Fox Valley Shazam looked good. Globe Trotting, Rose Run Valiant looked good. That was a decent set. The only mistake made was by Classic Con. Classic Con earlier in the mile. Set 6 gave us the biggest shock of the season. Need Your Opinion put a man-sized beating on some fillies this morning. Miss Brampton Beast was in there. Sunshine and Shade, Wiggle Delight, Inland Beach. Some of our best fillies, and they wanted no part of the little filly that wanted it all today. Need Your Opinion took over the lead just before the mile marker and put them all to sleep. She gave it to them and it looked unbelievable. Matt Chappell, I'll tell you one thing. This filly, you got to see her all year, just inch by inch, get better and better. Kevin put her in gear and nobody wanted any part of her. Miss Brampton Beast paced right through a wheel down the lane. Sunshine and Shade was coming. Wiggle Delight, they came a big last half. But they didn't want any part of the little filly today. Need Your Opinion looked awesome. Miss Brampton Beast looked good. Sunshine and Shade, Wiggle Delight, Inland Beach, they were all pacing out of their skin to catch up to this little filly. And then it was a little ways back to Rockin' Out Loud and McNugget. And you know how I feel about them. They're both going to the sale, both those fillies. They're doing okay, but these were 6 Ontario breds right here. And McNugget and Rockin' Out Loud didn't want any part of them. Maybe they're a little immature. Maybe they need a little time. But I can't give it to them. So those 2 fillies will be heading to the sale, but the first 5 won't be. Need Your Opinion. What a shocker today. Wow, she was awesome. Come right back in the next set with another bunch. Little bit of a mixed bag in here. Nancy Allison interfered last week and hit herself. Her left ankle, left pastern, put a bruise on it. We changed her shoes. She didn't want any part of the changing of the shoes on the training day. We changed them this morning. She was not good. She tried it for 3/8 of a mile and then acted up and made a break. We're going to put the hobbles on her and tinker with her this week. She's already there. I've trained Nancy Allison in 213. Just a matter of getting all the proper parts in the proper holes, and Nancy will be back to just fine soon enough. I'll Play It Alone made a little bit of a break today, but he was actually pacing really, really well. The front 4 that looked tremendous. Emerald Miss, she's legit. She's a good filly. Well, we got some better horses coming to Ohio. I thought we were going to be weak in Ohio. Not now. Not from what I saw today. Emerald Miss looked great. Fusspot actually hung tough and dug in deep to be right there with her at the wire at 1.5 miles. Enduring Strength was flying on the end of it. They were coming the last half in 104, and Enduring Strength came from 5th to end up 2nd or 3rd at the wire and looked great. Bottle of Red was closing well also, and then it was a little bit back to I'll Play It Again, who was good after he made the little miscue, and Nancy Allison, who called it a day after 1 mile. But we'll be back with Nancy Allison this week. Set number 8, Spirit of Dio and Spend That Money went toe to toe the whole way down the lane. They were flying, and then Spirit of Dio trotted right through the turn afterwards. I didn't know if she would. She looked much, much better today. This filly's finally starting to get it. I told you, Paul, just relax. Told you this filly would put it all together. She looks some kind of good today. Those 2 fillies look good. Rose Run Versatile. Disco put her on the front end. She hates the front. My God, that man's stubborn sometimes. But she hates the front, but she hung on tough. She was 3rd to these 2 fillies and looked very, very good. Path of Totality made a break today, right here in the turn. I don't know what the hell went on with her. She never runs. She made a little break in the turn today. Sometimes things happen. I'm sorry, Garnet. I didn't go with him. Now, I went with him. I thought he was good before I got busted up. Ow. Mario went with him today. He knuckled over twice and made a break. We're dealing with the knuckling over. It's a problem. We have him on some EPM medication. We're working with him. But other than that, he seems sound. He's more than content. See if we can get him rounded into shape. Set number 9, it was pouring rain. Rooney Blue Chip made a break and interfered with Hometown Boys. Mario ran over a wheel. And he also interfered with Libero Hanover, who made a break. He come up trotting with the trotting hobbles on, looked great afterwards. I'm going to tell you one thing. Yours, If You Want It, may have looked better than any horse outside of Knockdown Dragout. And I'll tell you what, he could have given her all she wanted today. Yours, If You Want It, is legit. He's no joke. Yours, If You Want It, is a very, very, very nice horse. He looked so good today. Just all business. James said he was a freak, and I think he's probably right. Yours, If You Want It, looked really good. Libero Hanover was closing well. So was Sebastian Yu after he made a little break, Stonehands Todd. Olympic Hopeful was good also. Hometown Boys come back trotting last half in 106 after. He looked good, and Rooney Blue Chip was right with him under the wire. So a great set there in set number 9. Then we come back out in the last set. Miss Mischief Maker. I don't like her on the front. Mario put her on the front, and she beat them all up. Overdue Mission was flying on the end of it. No breaks for 3 training trips in a row, and she looked awesome today. James did a great job with her. Don't Believe Me, Just Watch came first over. I know he's a pacer. He looked good, though. Susie K was right there with them, my girl. She looked awesome. Tiamo Hanover was flying late, and a couple little breaks. Pine Creek made a little break, and Muscle Chrome, but neither of those fillies have been up to breaking lately, so I'm a little surprised that they made breaks, but they looked very, very good. Now, I tried to put a top 10 list together. I could not. So I'm going to give you 18. I'm going to run through them just as I did in those sets right there. Knockdown, Dragout, Yours If You Want It were both tremendous today on the trotting side. Very, very good on the pacing side. I'll give you 2 on that side. Yours If You Want It and Yours If You Want It and Emerald Miss were, not Yours If You Want It, Need Your Opinion and Emerald Miss were unbelievably good today. Spirit of Dio was good. Spend That Money was good. Miss Mischief Maker was good. Enduring Strength. Miss Brampton Beast, Just For Me and You. Globetrotting was good. Havana Una Na wired them up in hers. Bend Over was flying late. Trafalgar, fastest last half of the day easily. Brush Cut was good. Arctic Force was tremendous. Beach Bum BB and Jailhouse Master. A lot of good horses training today. I'll go through the babies. If you haven't heard your name of your horse and you're wondering what happened, I'll give you a little heads up in a minute. I'll be back in just a minute with all the horses, how they did and what they did. Be back in just a minute. Well, we're going to run through all the babies for you. I'm going to go a quick little run through. I gave you a little in-depth rundown of how all the training went today. My fingers are red because of the soap they put on my fingers before the operation. They told me to be very careful with it, not to get it wet. Thought I washed it all off, but I did not. Anyway, Ailsun didn't go today. She's going to start training Wednesday. She'll be ready for the open house. Curb looks great on her. Very, very happy with the way that looks. And Taros, again, obviously, he's still off. We're going to ultrasound him soon. Arctic Force looked awesome today, as did Beach Boutique. Both of them looked very, very good. Beach Bum BB, also very good today. Bend Over, probably one of the most improved horses in the last month. He was awesome today. Bottle of Red was good. Brush Cut was very, very good. Cabernet's still out in the field. She's going to come back probably in a week's time. She'll be back. She'll be back probably to jog at open house time, but will not be in a set on open house day. Canadian Titan didn't train today. Well, she did, but she didn't train in a set. Davey was jogging her, and I said, hey, just scoot her the right way. Let me know how she feels. She looked great today. Very happy with her. Capistrano had a big kick on the end of the mile today and looked good. Cheatin' Dixie trained good. Made a break once. I said with Danny, just relax. Don't rush with her. She wants to do her work. She missed a lot of time, a lot of training miles this year. Just go easy with her. No rush with Cheatin' Dixie. I'm starting to get a headache. Where are we at? We are at Classic Con. Classic Con made a break today. Didn't look as good when he came on the track, but after they got him thawed out, he went a mile after. I thought he looked very, very good. What else? Classy Will was really good. I think he's almost done enough to get himself off the sale list. I was happy with Classy Will today. I don't think he's a killer, but I think he's worth more than we'd get for him at the sale in Ohio. He's not a throwaway. This is a colt that looked good today, paced the last half in 103, starting to look like a horse. Steve went with him on Wednesday after I went with him, and he looked really, really good. Classy Will's coming, I think. Compass Rose DC again. Didn't look great today, but she has looked very, very good leading up to today. Not on the sale list, doesn't need to be. Crazy Mission's on the sale list. I want to keep this guy if I can. He made a little break today. The hobbles were a little loose. I'm going to need to see him go a mile in about 2:10 on open house day, maybe on the Wednesday before open house day, for us to keep Crazy Mission. I hope we do. I like this colt. But he's on thin, thin ice. Don't believe me, just watch Train Good today. I was very, very happy with him. Emerald Miss looked great. Enjoying My Life. She'll be back here on Monday. May the 5th, she'll be back. Will she be in a set? That is a good question. I don't know. She might be in a set on Saturday. It'll be a slow set if she is. Excellent Nation Train Good. Fox Valley Shazam Train Good today. Now, Forged in Fire. I want to talk to everybody about Forged in Fire. He's been in his stall. I might change his staking up, take him out of a lot of the staking we had him in. This is a colt that's been in his stall. His throat is going to be fixed up. That pimple will be lasered on Tuesday at the university. Day surgery, real quick, in and out. And then we're going to look at his throat. We're going to explore what options we have for his throat. There is a little paralysis on the other side of that adenoid because of that pimple. Can't believe I just said that. But we're going to explore our options with Forged in Fire this week. He has been in his stall, and he'll remain in his stall. He obviously won't be training on open house day, and we'll be dealing with him best we can moving forward. But he's not, his career, I don't think, is in jeopardy just yet. But I shouldn't say just yet. I don't think his career is in jeopardy. But I would like to have positive results come back from the university next week if we could. Frontier Cruise jogged today. He is Curbs crowd. He'll be in a set next Saturday for the open house. Curbs are coming good. Fusspot really surprised me today. That was a big mile for Fusspot. Danny did a great job with her. Giddy Up Max trained well today. Globe Trotting continues to look fantastic. Harness AM looked good. Havana Ooh Na Na wired them up 3 laps on the front end and right to the winner's circle for Havana Ooh Na Na. Mile and 2:15 today and looked good doing it. Hometown Boys look good. Mario ran over a wheel, little interference in the first turn. He said it was Ricky. Ricky said it was him. Whatever, it doesn't matter. It happened. Hometown Boys made a little break, come up trotting and look good after. I'll Play It Alone got a little bumpy. He is looked much better today. Inland Beach looked good. Jailhouse Master, talk about bend over and him being 2 of the most improved horses in the burn. Jailhouse Master went with our top bunch today and looked good doing it. Johan made a break today. I was gonna get James to go another trip with him. He said I went in the last half in 104. He was fine after. I said next time he makes a break like that, don't be coming halves in 104 because he's going again. But he did go a big last half. James was happy with him. We will have his nuts and bolts tightened up very tight for next Sunday afternoon. Just for Me and You won her training set, look good. Now James asked me to run over and get her fluoroscoped. We had her fluoroscoped not that long ago, I think. Her knees bother her a little bit. Something in her right hind bothers her a bit, but she looked really, really good today on the track. Just for Me and You, very happy with her. Knocked down, drag out. She came up with a dazzling performance this morning. Very, very happy with this filly today. Libero Hanover looked good. Made a little break, but come right up after and looked great afterwards. I was very, very happy with Libero Hanover's recovery and the last mile of his mile and a half. McPherson Thunder looked pretty good. Marzank Hanover looked pretty good. Master Treaty looked okay. McNugget okay. These are 2 horses heading to the sale. Okay is best I can muster because they were okay. Miss Brampton Beast looked good. She didn't want any part of Need Your Opinion this morning, though. That's weird. Need Your Opinion was fantastic today. And Miss Brampton Beast paced right with her, but didn't seem to want any more of her. Little girl was throwing haymakers this morning. Miss Mischief Maker looked good today. As I said in my video earlier, I don't love her on the front end, but she was very, very good today. Muscle Chrome made a very rare break, but looked sound. She's starting to look good, this filly. She's starting to come forward. Nancy Allison changed her shoes this morning. Can't be tinkering with Nancy Allison on training day. She was just out of sorts and was not happy. She didn't go well this morning. She'll come back on Tuesday and Wednesday again if she has to of this coming week. Need your opinion. Just spoke about her. Man, oh man, oh man, oh man, did she look good. Olympic hopeful looked good also. Finished up well. Overdue mission, she was strong, but more importantly, she was safe. She looked very, very good training this morning. Very happy with overdue mission. Path of Totality made a very rare break today. Danny didn't say there was anything wrong with her, just said he lost her in the turn. What else? Pine Creek, she was okay, made a little break, but again, I think she's earned her way into the sale. It's too bad. I really think this filly might have a brighter future. Just needs a little maturity and a little time. Just can't find it for her here. So Pine Creek will likely be heading to the sale right after the open house. Really Blue Chip looked good today. She's coming back to her best form. I think her last 2 training trips, she wasn't on top of her game. She's getting back to that good form. Got a real big surprise coming for you for next Sunday. I meant to tell you about this. You're going to find out when everybody else does. We get a surprise driver coming for, definitely for Really Blue Chip next Sunday. Rocking Out Loud, just kind of so-so today. She's heading to the sale. Rooney Blue Chip made a little break, but Ricky was on him, and I don't know what took place, but Rooney made a little break. He was fine after and looked great after. Roser and Valiant looked good. Roser and Versatile looked good. Sebastian Ray looked good first over today. Didn't want any part of knocking down drag out first over, but Sebastian Ray looked good nonetheless. Sebastian Yu made a very rare break. They had the hobbles on him too loose. He just wasn't hung up as good as he needed to be. Todd was there. Todd said, it was my fault. I said, I know it was your fault. I watched the training set. It was definitely your fault. He said he got into James. He might have touched a wheel in the hobbles. And anyway, he was very, very good afterwards. Sometimes things happen. Knuckled over a little bit. That's been his Achilles heel, so to speak. Knuckling over and then making breaks, but he looked good afterwards. I was happy with what I saw from him. Spend That Money was tremendous. Spirit of Dio and her went toe to toe the last 3/8 of a mile, and Spirit of Dio and Spend That Money, both legit fillies. Both of them look powerful today. Sunshine and Shade looked good. He finished up well. He's another one wanted no part of Need Your Opinion. Nobody did today, but Sunshine and Shade looked very, very good. Susie K looked tremendous. Tiamo Hanover looked tremendous. And as reported, the fastest last half of the day was about 101.4, the jog cart. And that was Trafalgar. This filly is no joke. I've told you guys about this filly, and she was very, very good today. Time Al Dazzle was good today. Time Al Kazam was really blistered today. They didn't want to train him. Just jogged him up good today. His knees and hocks blew up from a cedar oil blister. That's fine, no big deal. That'll do him a lot of good for next Sunday's open house. Yours if you want it. This colt looked like, as James put it, a freak today, because he is. Very fast horse. He's a goofball. I'm not really sure the hamsters are all running in the same direction in the wheel in his head, but man, oh man, can he dance. He looks some kind of good today. Utopian, we had him gelded this week. We had him castrated this week. Not a big deal. Just getting a little late in the season, and we can't leave any questions up there. But there's a question of how he's going to be. Is he going to be good? Is he going to be bad? Just as soon castrate him. Got those out. He'll be fine and ready to go for the open house day. Watch Av. He come back this week. He was supposed to train today, but I screwed up. I didn't put him in a set. I got here and they were jogging him. No big deal. He can train Wednesday. He'll be ready to go tight enough for Saturday. Wiggle Delight was good. Came a big last half, but that was a set Need Your Opinion. Put it all on them. She looked good, but not as good as Need Your Opinion. Willpower Fashion looked good today. Very happy with him. And Zeb Sunshine was very, very strong today. 11 minutes to go through all the babies, but I think it's better that way. You don't need to know. Nothing really changed. And if there was any notable things come forward, and there was, I made sure you got all the information from the sets. Gave you all the sets earlier. Anyway, that's all the babies. I'll be back in a minute. We'll run through the barns also. A lot going on in all the barns and a lot to talk about. I'll be back in just a second with all the barns.